There we are teeing up. Jordy Smith taking on Jadson Andre and Kai Otton. Did see Jordy walking down to water's edge there. Of course, Jordy coming off that big win at the previous stop, the Hurley Pro.
Fighting through that injury to keep food on his plate. You know, he's going to put his injury to the side.
Well, talking about food, let's get the feast underway here. Kai Otton, big open left to start. We'll wait and see. This is not an official start yet. My apologies. Are waiting for the contest director to get the green light. Getting excited to see Kai Otton, Jadson Andre and Jordy Smith underway here. As we mentioned, local time around 8:20 in the morning. And now Jordy in the pocket as well. Talk a little bit more about those conditions. Talking about these conditions here. We have until the 15th, so all the way through next week. Let's have a look at this opener.
Well, Kai Otton's been steady on, he's been hanging on this left-hander, and I really like this left for competing today, especially right now with the tide. It's kind of against the grain. There's a rip going against that wave, so it's going to give you that feeling like you are flying down the line. Two solid maneuvers for Kai.
That clock is accurate. We're just using up around 5 minutes, and now we'll pick up on Jordy Smith, wave 2 of this encounter. Tight crack in the top pocket. This wave's still got a lot of high tide on it, so Jordy will read the conditions perfectly here as he keeps the board flowing. Regrouping left now as he starts moving to the inside zone here in Hossegor. And that one's going to just let him down, and he'll exit.
How much water was moving around, you know, and it really does pummel you. When you get cleaned up out here, it will tax you. A lot of water. You talked about that deep water trench out there. What that does, as we see Kai out, and kind of just pull the eject button there on that closeout, what that trench does on the outside is it preserves all the energy in a swell. So when that swell hits the shoreline here, it has all the energy you want. And it gives a lot of power for the surfers. So, you know, for Jordy, he went on this left-hander, which is fine, but because this was a kind of a large set wave, it broke outside of that sandbar we were just talking about.
2 at J-Bay, 1 in Rio. Anything to read into that, Ross?
Well,
we'll talk more. Yeah, we'll talk more about that. There's always so many questions. Jadson Andre, big swing to get his second ride rolling here, just a little decimal before this. Jadson, such a hungry surfer, applies himself. He'll wrap that cutback. Notice that he is in board shorts here, so water temperature is slightly chilly. You had a surf yesterday, Ross, but he's going for a high work rate, as Jadson does in every heat he approaches.
Almost cold during their heats, so they can, you know, they don't sweat, they don't overexert themselves. You know, they're staying so busy in these heats that they don't mind wearing shorts because they're basically running hot. Jadson on his backhand here. This right-hander goes into deep water gigs. Right here, it's going to run out of that shape that you want. You want that nice steep wall where you can keep teeing it up.
Jordy is holding priority. Meanwhile, Jadson Andre back in movement. Big squared up turn, flares the tail, goes down. And while we were away at break, let's have a look at Jordy, who teed up this ride.
Well, Jordy Smith looking at a right-hander, and there's that big old power turn he has on lock for Jordy. Another sweeping section, and this is where that wave kind of ran into deep water. And that's the key out here. You can get excellent scores if the wave cooperates gigs. If it stays nice and steep for you, where you can string together 3 of those opening maneuvers. Watch this first turn right here. He's going to lean on his heel edge and slice away. So a nice little carve for Jordy and a connecting float. So for Jordy, he's only got a 4.4 as his keeper of a score. So a 3 and a 4. It's still wide open gigs, you know, with 12 minutes left. And I saw him last night after I came in from surfing, and you know, he had a puzzled look on his face. So poor Alain, he has a tough job, as we see a wicked little wipe out there from Jadson Andre.
Showing you the distance, the scale of what the athletes are up against here in France. As we see Jadson now, medium-sized wave, gets the first turn. He has the big opportunity, and it's going to be a throwaway. So Jadson battling to unlock now. The left-hander providing Kai Otton. And we'll swing now to Jordy. He's gone really deep and steep here. Open definition on the turns, speed, power and flow, of course, part of the criteria. And Jordy knocking on the door of that point with the judging panel there. 2 big sweeps on the backhand. Remember, Jordy held priority, so he got the best of that exchange as far as wave selection.
Yeah, he did. A couple of nice turns, but getting cut short again. A lot of these waves still running into deep water. And again, if you just tuned in, the high tide was just about 20 minutes ago, peak high tide. So we're talking about 16 feet of water as we see that deep water spot got the best of Kai Otton as he got kind of slipped out the back of his fins. Nice little backhand snap for Jordy, and a sweep there. Look again, the culprit, that wave running straight into that fat water channel. So that you can see right here, nice opening turn. He wants to get busy. Another little snap, cut back, but then that wave runs into the channel. So, you know, we just showed the camera angle a couple minutes ago. Yeah, it's bizarre. It's going to be tricky for the judges. As you see Kai, again, this is a nice size wave for this little double up.
Right, picking up Kai Otton using the left-hander. He's going to go to the air. He'll stay up there for a moment. And an incomplete. So Kai down now to second. That last score of Jordy Smith.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's going to be tricky for the judges. As you see Kai, again, this is a nice size wave for this little double up.
Right, picking up Kai Otton using the left-hander. He's going to go to the air. He'll stay up there for a moment. And an incomplete. So Kai down now to second. That last score of Jordy Smith is making a difference. And Jadson on his solo peak here will come around the corner. You can see the effects. We've just made that a topic with the high tide here, and it is still affecting performances on the open face.
We talked about maybe 200-300 yards away from Kai and Jordy. And I think the reason why he's doing that is he's looking for these right-handers right here, Gigs.
Well, let's see what Jadson can bring. Open sweep there. Gets the rail in. He sees that that wave is still a little sleepy. Lots of water still on the sea level here. And we just made that a subject, right, Ross, where we were talking about constantly recalculating. On the roof for the first float of this ride for Jordy Smith. Squares it up. That's how difficult it is out there. And now wide shot. We'll lock in on Jordy Smith. Inside runner could be a smart move. Let's see how the wall offers. Nice little power flow from Jordy. Little link, and you see that high tide just bogs his turn. He'll regroup it. Little opportunity through to the inside for Jordy. It's gone a bit sleepy, but there's a pocket. Jordy will rip it. And little opportunity now just to seal it. And he'll dry dock right on the inside. And good heat management there. With Jordy a little over 1 minute to go.
Very good heat management. That's going to be the first wave where he can really be proud of, finishing on his feet.
Jadson, important wave now to bring him into the story. Big hit in the top corner. It's a powerful move. He's using that fuller bank a little bit up the beach. Jadson, with under a minute, is still looking for jet ski assist here. So that's the never say die approach of Jadson Andre with 45 to go. And Kai Otton, so all surfers getting involved in the exchange here. Open rail drives. Nice tight pocket snap from Kai. This one's proving to bear a little bit of fruit now with Kai still keeping momentum. Section to slam. And he does beautifully, lovely line as he links it all together. And well, that'll be an interesting set of numbers to crunch between Jordy Smith and Kai Otton.
It had more quality in it. He had 3 really nice sections. He kind of went a little easy on the first 2 hits, but that third closeout turn was really nice from Kai Otton. So we could see a back and forth here between him and Jordy.
All right, so the heat is now officially wrapped, and the judges will process those scores. We'll bring you those replays shortly.
It's always fun to watch too. They're waiting for scores. You know, Jordy Smith is already in the competitors area. He doesn't know what's going on yet. And so first score to drop. There are Gigs. Looks like Kai Otton has taken the lead, so we're waiting for Jordy's number.
So Kai Otton's been awarded a 6.67, Ross, so that's a big one. And Jordy's going to go and lock in a 4.43. So they saw the cleaner wall of Kai Otton as more opportunity than Jordy. That's how it's looking on the interpretation of the numbers here. Results now official from Heat 3. Kai Otton did get the win over Jordy Smith.